Major Garrett is with us from Pocahontas, Iowa. Major, we now see fellow Senator John McCain chiming in on the birther battle, saying it's worth looking into. Now, I'm wondering, could this line of attack by Donald Trump actually stick?
Well, we're going to have to find out. The Cruz campaign has been very cautious in responding to all this. Trump started this on Monday. The Cruz campaign, in conversations with me and lots of other reporters, basically tried to dismiss all this as a complete non-issue, that the legal matters are clear, but Trump keeps pushing it, and with John McCain's voice now adding to it, this is picking up a little bit of steam. And Rand Paul, obviously, at least half joking about the prime ministership of Canada. It's an interesting story for Cruz because his campaign is in solid shape here in Iowa. He hopes to win here in Iowa on February 1st and use that as a catapult to New Hampshire, South Carolina, and the all-important so-called SEC primaries on March 1st. If this becomes an issue that has legs, that continues to go on for days and days and days, Cruz is going to have to address it a bit more aggressively. I'm going to have a chance to sit down with Ted Cruz later on today here in Iowa. We'll find out what his current thinking is then.
You know, Major, when the birthers came after President Obama, he pretty much took the same approach. Just ignore it, just ignore it. It never went away. Do you think Cruz maybe could learn something from the way Mr. Obama handled this whole thing?
Possibly, but there's some important distinctions here. First of all, there are no questions about the underlying facts of where Ted Cruz was born, who his mother was, and that he became an American citizen because his mother was an American-born citizen, though he was born in a foreign country, Canada, moved here when he was 4. None of that is in dispute. The birth certificate for President Obama was in dispute. There was some question about its authenticity in Hawaii. Yes, that dogged then-Senator Obama, but obviously it did not in any way, or at least significantly, impair his ability to first win the Democratic nomination, then win the presidency, and then be reelected. So this is a question that Ted Cruz knew was coming, and it's interesting to point out, and I think this is really important. Months ago, Donald Trump said this was a non-issue, legally and politically. Rand Paul said it was a non-issue, legally and politically. Both said they were not going to deal with it or bring it up. Now we're much closer to the Iowa caucuses. We are getting into crunch time, and candidates who once gave Ted Cruz a free pass on this are revisiting it. There is some, if not hypocrisy there, a certain reinterpretation of things they'd once said.
Major, as you mentioned, you're going to be sitting down with Senator Cruz in Iowa. There's just 25 days until the caucuses. And when you look at, for instance, these new claims at Trump's sort of line of attack in the past, for Ted Cruz, what is the political calculation that he's trying to make when it comes to trying to outmaneuver Donald Trump?
Well, look, Ted Cruz has always identified Iowa as the first and best place for him to stake his claim in pursuit of the Republican nomination. Why? Because he has a particular approach to politics and a pitch to evangelical conservatives here in Iowa. In 2012, they made up 57% of Iowa caucus turnout. And he also knew that he would probably be able to do as well with those evangelical Christian voters who identify themselves as Republicans as Rick Santorum and Mike Huckabee, and that's proven to be the case. So Cruz's strategy, developed months and months ago, is now coming to fruition. How does it play out here on a day-to-day basis? Look, there are 99 counties in Iowa, roughly 2,100 precincts that are going to hold caucuses on February 1st. You don't win a caucus the way you win a primary. You win it precinct by precinct, county by county. We're here in Pocahontas, a very small city in northwest Iowa, about 1,700 here in the city. Pocahontas is the county seat of Pocahontas County, about 7,000 people. Rick Santorum won this county 4 years ago with 101 votes. That's all he needed. But it's crucial to build that support layer by layer, town by town, county by county, because that's how you build a broad base necessary to win a caucus. That's always been Ted Cruz's strategy. The biggest complicating factor for him here in Iowa is the Trump phenomenon. Will Donald Trump bring lots of new people to the caucuses? About 121,000 participated 4 years ago. There are estimates now that could be 140, maybe 145,000. Of those new caucus attendees, how many will be Trump supporters? Can he turn them out? If he can, Ted Cruz may be thwarted here, but if Trump can't, clearly Cruz has the advantage here in Iowa.
Major Garrett in Pocahontas, Iowa. Thanks a lot, Major.
You got it.